What if I told you the reason some people stay unseen, underpaid, and overlooked has nothing to do with talent? It is not always intelligence, not always education, not even effort. Sometimes the real problem is quieter than that. It lives in small behaviors that look harmless, polite habits, safe reactions, invisible patterns repeated so often, they start to feel like personality. And while you call it being humble, easygoing, low maintenance, realistic, or patient, life reads it differently. Life reads it as absence. Opportunities rarely chase what stays hidden. Money rarely flows toward what never signals value. Respect rarely lands on people who constantly erase themselves. Stay until the end, because the final point explains why so many people stay stuck for years. My name is Zoe, and this is Exponential Mind. Money changes when thinking changes first. If you keep trying, earning, and still feel stuck, you're in the right place. Behavior 1. You downplay your own value. Someone asks what you do. You make it sound small. You describe your skills like they are ordinary. You mention your wins like they happened by accident. You talk about your strengths with apology in your voice. This looks modest. It is often fear wearing clean clothes. Many people were taught that visibility invites judgment. So they learned to shrink before anyone could reject them. But the market cannot reward value it cannot detect. If you whisper your worth, do not be surprised when life negotiates against you. The people getting paid more are not always better. Sometimes they are simply clearer. Your first job is not to become amazing. It is to stop hiding what is already useful. Now the second shift, behavior 2. You wait to be chosen. You wait for someone to notice your effort. You wait for the boss to recognize your loyalty. You wait for clients to magically appear. You wait for the right moment, the right confidence, the right sign. Waiting feels noble because it avoids risk, but passivity has a brutal price. No one can promote a person they barely see. No one can buy from someone who never offers. No one can trust leadership from someone who never steps forward. Silence is often mistaken for lack of capacity. This is why two people with similar skill can live completely different lives. One participates. One waits. Doors open faster when you knock. Send the message. Make the pitch. Ask the question. Apply before you feel ready. Readiness is often built after movement, not before it. Here is the uncomfortable part. Behavior 3. You avoid visible discomfort. You do the tasks you already know. You stay in spaces where you feel competent. You repeat routines that protect confidence. You tell yourself you are being efficient. Maybe, but growth usually charges an embarrassment fee. The first sales call feels awkward. The first video looks strange. The first negotiation sounds clumsy. The first public attempt exposes gaps. Many people would rather stay average than look inexperienced for 1 month. That trade is expensive. Temporary embarrassment creates long-term leverage. Permanent avoidance creates long-term limitation. Comfort trained many people to stay broke. Do one thing weekly that threatens your ego and expands your range. That is how invisible people become undeniable. The next one looks small, but changes everything. Behavior 4. You spend to regulate emotion. Bad day. Buy something. Stress rises. Order food. Feel behind in life. Purchase a version of identity. Bored. Scroll and spend. Lonely. Upgrade something. This is not a money issue first. It is a soothing strategy. You are not buying products. You are buying relief, and relief is expensive when used daily. A lot of people do not have an income problem as much as an emotional spending leak. Money escapes through moods. The fix is not only budgeting. It is building replacements. Walk before you purchase. Delay for 24 hours. Write what you feel before opening an app. Ask what problem this purchase is trying to solve. When spending loses its emotional job, saving becomes easier. Rule 5 is expensive to ignore. Behavior 5. You confuse busyness with progress. You answer messages, rearrange plans, watch productivity videos, make lists, research endlessly. Organize tools. Tweak your workspace. You stay active all day and advance nowhere. Movement and progress are not twins. A spinning wheel works hard too. Many people hide inside low-risk activity because real progress requires measurable outcomes. Sending the proposal is progress. Learning a saleable skill is progress. Posting the offer is progress. Tracking expenses is progress. Thinking about doing those things is theater. Busy people often feel tired. Effective people create evidence. At the end of each day, ask one question. What did I finish that can still help me tomorrow? If the answer is nothing, activity is lying to you. Now we get to the real problem. Behavior 6. You make yourself easy to overlook. You say yes too quickly. You accept weak treatment. You lower standards to keep peace. You over-deliver without boundaries. You become endlessly available. You think this earns appreciation. Sometimes it earns convenience. There is a difference. When you teach people that your time is cheap, they often believe you. Scarcity increases value. Boundaries create shape. Standards communicate self-respect without a speech. This applies to work, relationships, clients, and opportunities. The person who never protects their schedule usually loses control of their future. You do not need to be rude. You need to be clear. No is often a financial skill disguised as a social skill. Choose where your energy goes. Attention is capital. And now the final point. Behavior 7. You built an identity around staying small. This one runs deeper than tactics. Some people secretly believe success belongs to louder people, richer families, younger people, more connected people, naturally gifted people. So they unconsciously act in ways that keep that story alive. They hesitate. They self-edit. They retreat after small setbacks. They call ambition unrealistic. They criticize visible people to justify hiding. Identity always defends itself. If you see yourself as the overlooked one, you will recreate situations that prove it. This is why strategy alone fails for many people. A better plan cannot outwork a protected identity. The shift starts when you ask a dangerous question. Who would I become if I stopped being loyal to the version of me that stays small? That question changes careers, income levels, standards, relationships, entire decades. Your habits vote for your future daily, but identity counts the ballots. So start there. Speak about your value directly. Initiate instead of waiting. Choose discomfort on purpose. Stop spending for relief. Measure real progress. Protect your time. Refuse the story that keeps you hidden. Here is the hard truth. The future is built quietly. Patterns become destiny when repeated long enough. Small choices compound whether they help you or hurt you. Delay always sends an invoice later. No single dramatic moment keeps most people poor. It is usually a collection of quiet permissions. Permissions to shrink, permissions to postpone, permissions to disappear. Remove those, and life starts responding differently. Subscribe if you want to understand the patterns silently shaping your financial future. Comment the number of the shift you are starting today. The next lesson may expose what has been quietly holding you back. Your future self is watching you right now. Don't let them down.